Hi, Tootsie Carlson here. Still over at my parents' house, and I'm going through their pretty extensive record collection. And it's always been interesting to see what random finds pop up. Let's get started with part 3. Loggins and Messina on Stage, a live album from the duo of Jim Messina and Kenny Loggins. Nice gatefold art here as well. Dave Mason, Let It Flow. Dave Mason, again, formerly of the band Traffic, but went on to a pretty big solo career, probably best known for the song We Just Disagree. Three Dog Night, Naturally. Then we got this right here. I'm not even sure who or what this is. It doesn't say on the package. Now I'm probably going to kick myself here in a second when I figure this out. Sing It Again, Rod. Okay, so this is Rod Stewart. Okay. Got some concert photos of him on the back there. Now it's pretty obvious. I do kind of like this sleeve. It's like in the style of a glass that's being drunk from. Too bad Deep Purple didn't do something like this for Come Taste the Band. Loggins and Messina. This is the self-titled second album, which featured the hit song Your Mama Don't Dance, and then also Angry Eyes, one of my favorite deeper cuts. Dan Fogelberg, Souvenirs. And of course, I always like to look in the gatefolds and see what we find. Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold. Sadly, we just lost him a few years ago. He was in his 80s. Great singer-songwriter. Put out some of the greatest pop music ever made. Yeah, Jim Gordon was one of the drummers on here. He was actually the drummer for Derek and the Dominoes, and he was serving prison time for being a paranoid schizophrenic who murdered his mother. I'm actually not making that up. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And this feels pretty heavy, so this must be a double album. Wow, this actually folds open like in triplicate. So yeah, it's pretty extensive. And then you got this where it looks like a bank safe on that side. So that's pretty cool. I don't really know much about these guys outside of the song Mr. Bojangles, but then I also found this in the same stack, so this must be a poster that went along with it. And this thing's so big I can't even really fit it in the frame. I mean, look how huge this is. Marshall Tucker Band, Carolina Dreams. Elton John, Madman Across the Water. This one has songs like Leave On and Tiny Dancer, both of which are some of his biggest works. Loggins and Messina again. This time it's the Native Sons album. Another Elton John. This time it's Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Yeah, Elderberry Wine, Daniel, Crocodile Rock. Some good tunes on this one. Jimmy Buffett, One Particular Harbor. I don't know how many albums Jimmy Buffett made, but it was a lot. Art Garfunkel, Breakaway. Again, like I said before, Paul Simon's usually the guy that's most recognized in his solo career, but Art Garfunkel did some good solo stuff as well. Kenny Loggins in High Adventure. Yeah, and this one was produced by Bruce Botnick. Bruce Botnick was the Doors sound engineer, and he advanced to producer on their LA Woman album, as well as the other stuff they did after Jim Morrison died. The Who, Who's Next? Arguably the best album in their catalog, featuring classics like Baba O'Reilly, Behind Blue Eyes, Bargain, Going Mobile, Won't Get Fooled Again. Another Kenny Loggins. This time we have Celebrate Me Home. Wednesday Morning, 3 a.m., Simon and Garfunkel. I think this was actually their first album. And this is one of those old school record sleeves that has like a big paragraph of text on the back. I love seeing stuff like that. Soundtrack to the movie The Big Chill. Interesting trivia. This movie was actually directed by Lawrence Kasdan. Lawrence Kasdan was best known for being a screenwriter working on series like Star Wars and Indiana Jones. His son, Jake Kasdan, is also a director and directed the new Jumanji movies that came out a few years ago. Loggins and Messina, Full Sail. Yeah, another Art Garfunkel record. I think this one's just called Garfunkel. Christopher Cross, another one of those albums that came out back in the day. I think everybody had at some point or another. You know, Sailing, Say You'll Be Mine, Ride Like the Wind. Ride Like the Wind's a personal favorite, and that was later remade by the heavy metal band Saxon. And their version is surprisingly good as well. But some of the players on this album include Jay Graydon, who's a really famous session guy. Don Henley does background vocals. Nicolette Larson does background vocals. Michael McDonald on backing vocals. I think that guy's better known for backing vocals than his own career proper. J.D. Souther on backing vocals. Pretty nice lineup there. Rod Stewart, A Night on the Town. The Monkees. This album's called More of the Monkees. And I'm just looking at the track list. A lot of these songs are not like the big hits. I'm a Believer is probably the most famous song on here, which is a Neil Diamond cover. Kenny Loggins, Keep the Fire. Kenny Loggins is popping up a lot in this stack. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand. And this features his cover of J.J. Cale's Cocaine, the song Wonderful Tonight, the song Lay Down Sally. So some pretty big Clapton hits, and this actually is a gatefold, and it's also on the front cover as well. The Beatles, Beatles 65. The American Beatles albums were compilations of the original British albums and non-album singles, so this was one of those. Retrospective, the very best of Buffalo Springfield. That group, of course, only recorded 3 albums, but they put out some really good music in their time, featuring the likes of Stephen Stills and Neil Young. Grand Funk Railroad, Mark, Don, and Mel, 1969 to 71. I did just get some Grand Funk music at home, so I'm going to have to sit down and do some more research on these guys, because they made some great music. Art Garfunkel, Watermark, and this one has his cover of What a Wonderful World, that being the old Sam Cooke song, which Hermits also recorded a version of that. And that does it for this stack. How about you? What did you see in here that you think was your favorite find? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and make sure to give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.